We're going to learn how to whip your mountain bike. There we are, you know how to whip. Hello guys, welcome back and welcome to the channel if you're new here. Today's episode is going to be pretty exciting because we're going to learn how to whip your mountain bike. I'm here on the e-machine. This is purely so I can get as many laps in as possible, but this technique will work on any bike, so don't be stressed by that. Before learning whips, I'd check your bike is ready for learning whips. You want to make sure your tyres are firm. Firm tyres will give you more control on the takeoff. If they're soft, the bike's going to feel squirmy and you won't have that control to actually lean over and commit to a good whip. Second thing is, check your spoke tensions. Loose spokes, one, will make your wheel feel squirrely again like a soft tyre, but also if they're not tight, after a few attempts of this, you are going to know about it. The next thing you need to do is find a jump you're comfortable hitting. I recommend finding something that you can session because you are going to have to hit this over and over to get those whips dialed. This is going to be a game of repetition. The jump I've chosen is this mulch jump at Dartmoor Bike Park. It's a reasonable size, maybe a bit too big for your first ones, but it is a mulch landing there. So if you land sideways and get high-sided, it's not the end of the world. Even though it's a wooden takeoff, it's not mega steep. It actually resembles the sort of lip you'd find in a bike park anyway. So yeah, let's get started. The first thing you need to establish is which way you're going to whip. Is your back end going out to the right? Is it going out to the left? A common misconception I hear about whips is your whips have got to go to the direction dependent on what foot forward you are. That's a complete lie and it does not matter. It makes no bit of difference. All you've got to do for a good whip is go the way that you feel comfortable leaning up a takeoff. And just to prove that to you, before we get into the action of how to learn this, here's a whip from me one way and then a whip from me the other way. It's actually harder work on the e-bike. You've established which way you're going to whip. I'm going to do mine back wheel out to the right, but if you want to go back wheel to the left, this video is exactly the same, just reverse every time I say left and right. Step one, the carve. You want to angle yourself coming in slightly to the opposite direction of the way you want the whip to go. So I'm going to approach slightly to the left and I'm going to carve across this takeoff and aim to leave the lip straight, but with an arc. Right, let's just get used to that carve now up the takeoff and get used to the feeling of leaving the lip with a slight bit of a lean. I'll show you how now. So that's what I mean by the carve. You probably couldn't see that, but even that little lean up the takeoff was enough to get my back end coming out already. You've got those calves dialed, you're leaving the lip nicely now, you're feeling comfortable with a bit of a lean and letting that back end just drift out a little bit, just getting a feel for it. Next step, you're ready for it. Step number 2. You're going to take off and do the same carve, the little lean up the takeoff, but this time as your front wheel leaves the lip, you'll be pulling those bars into your waist and at the same time swinging the back end out using your legs. Couple of key tips here. Keep your upper body upright and when you're coming into land, get that front wheel facing forwards. This will help you keep balance and get you riding away safely even if you land sideways. Step number 3, the final step, getting you back straight. This step's only important if you value your wheels and your safety. If you don't bother with them, just skip this step. Right, getting that back end back in. To do this, as you're peaking at the top of your whip at your highest point, all you need to do to bring it back in is dip your shoulder, get the front wheel coming in and your back end should follow you in nicely. Step 1, lean and carve. Step 2, pull those bars into your waist while swinging the back end out. Step 3, lean it into land and the back end will follow. Now you know the basics, get out there, get practicing. This is going to take repetition, it's going to take time, but before you know it, you'll be doing whips like this. There we are, you know how to whip. Get out there, get practicing, get on the trails. If you need any more advice, any more pointers, leave a comment below and I'll get back to you. Also, what do you want to learn next? Let me know in the comments also, and I'll get something going. Till the next time.